When people ask what my bipolar disorder feels like, or how I'm feeling um, during some of my symptoms, I try to explain it to them in terms of both my energy levels and my mood. Um, they're based on normal feelings and normal energy, really, just a bit more extreme. Sometimes you have a high energy and a positive mood, you're feeling good, you get up in the morning and everything's feeling nice, and the sun's shining, all the traffic lights are green, you're motivated, you're able to do lots of things. And sometimes you feel anxious. Your energies are still high. You've got worries on your mind that you need to resolve. So your mood's a little bit negative rather than positive. Or those energy levels can drop, and you end up in a low mood. Things aren't going so good. You feel a little bit miserable. And sometimes after a hard day's work or exercise, or you just got in that bath and your energy levels are low, but your mood levels are fine, they're positive, and you just have that sense of relaxation. For me and other people with bipolar disorder, those energy and mood levels can become so extreme that they become dangerous. That having a nice day and a bit of energy and positive mood can go into a hypomanic state with lots of energy, feeling very good about yourself, able to do things that you can't normally do, a high level of motivation, not needing a lot of sleep or much to eat, sorry. Um, but if you're not careful, that can go into mania, where you're not sleeping at all, you're not eating for days on end, you have delusions of grandeur, you become irrational, you overspend. Um, and if you're not careful, you lose grip with reality and quite often end up in a psychiatric ward, thinking that you're Jesus or the saviour of the world. Um, and I don't actually stay in a hypomanic state for long. I certainly don't get too high into mania. When I start to get high, I quite go into like an anxious, a mixed state with like a lower mood and high energy. I start to get really irritable and worried about things. Um, the angst gets greater and greater. I can't sleep. I've got that horrible sick feeling in my stomach all the time. I'm worried that my children hate me, my husband's going to leave me, I'm going to get sacked from work. Everything's just negative. And when that mood continues, and whether it's a high energy state or a low energy state, the mood can drop so bad, so low, that it's not worth living. It's not worth carrying on. You can't see an end to everything. Everything just awful all of the time. And sometimes I get a very low energy state, but the mood's okay. And it's almost like a chronic fatigue. I've got no energy to do anything. I can't, going to the toilet or having a shower just exhaust me. No matter how much I eat or sleep, I never feel refreshed. So I eat and eat and eat, and I sleep and sleep and sleep. Don't feel better, and just get fatter. So, what are those phases like, the symptoms? What does bipolar disorder feel like? Hypermania is the most amazing thing in the world. It's full of energy, positivity, creativity. The world just feels like it can't go wrong. It's just absolutely amazing. It's like the first time that you fall in love, that you can't stop smiling. You look forward to every single day. Everything's so wonderful, and there's hope for the future. You become so connected to the world around you. You have feelings for the animals and the birds and the butterflies. You feel that you can read the minds of the dog and the cat sleeping next to you. Colours are so bright. There's none of the greys or the monochromes in the world. Everything is much brighter than normal. The hues are so strong. I remember looking at Van Gogh's paintings and thinking, you know what? That guy has got bipolar disorder. And I think when he was painting those colours, that's possibly what he was seeing in reality. It's not just the sight, it's the smells. Everything's so fresh. You can smell every tiny scent from the roses to the grass cuttings to the pine leaves. You can almost feel, it feels like you can smell a sunny day. Your brain starts working really fast. You're so productive, you think quicker, you're able to process things better than anybody else, you understand concepts quicker. It's a bit like a light bulb brightening up your brain. You start to be very sociable, even if you have like some level of social anxiety or don't like being in large groups. That goes away. You just get a massive sense of energy being around other people and even in noisy environments. You feel confident. Things that used to worry you don't scare you anymore. The world's your oyster. You can do what you like. And because of that confidence and your energy levels, everything seems easy. Everything is worth trying, and it doesn't feel like anything's going to go wrong. You can multitask. I'm able to do so many things at so many all at the same time. I don't have to worry about my memory, forgetting things, trying to do too much at once, getting stressed. It doesn't happen. The problem is as I'm doing so well and I have that energy and I'm being productive and I'm producing good work, I start to become quite grandiose. I start to feel that I'm better than everybody else. I can do more than anybody else. They can't keep up. I feel like I'm perfect. And even I don't even notice that the wrinkles and the dark eyes. I just feel I look beautiful. I start to become obsessive. My hobby is painting, and when I'm really productive, I just paint and paint and paint and paint. The problem is that things start to go wrong. I stop sleeping. I can go to bed and not fall asleep, or fall asleep and not stay asleep. I've learned to stay in bed and just watch the clock go by. Tick tock, tick tock. I know that if I get up, then things really start to go wrong. Everything starts to speed up. It goes faster and faster and faster. The lights are brighter and brighter and brighter. I want to stop. I keep the world spinning round. Everything's demanding my attention. The signs in the street, on the motorway, they're all saying, "Look at me, look at me, look at me." The the, the tins in the supermarket are saying, "Buy me, buy me, buy me." The kids need me, want me, have this, do this. I can't cope. My brain just won't shut up. It goes on and on and on and on. I just want it to leave me alone. I just want everything to stop. I'm tired. I just want it all to go away. I'm scared. Daddy, I'm scared. I need help. Help me, please. My brain fractures. I hear voices. Sometimes it's just like static, noise, like the radio static. Um, and although it's not words, my brain believes that it's God speaking to me. I have sometimes a little voice that sits on my right shoulder. It's a male voice, and it just says things that amuse me. Nothing frightening, just entertaining. I can't cope with the kids. I can't control my temper. My thoughts become strange, bizarre. The world's better off without me. There's no point living. What would it feel like if I stabbed myself? I'm a bitch. The world's evil. What's the point? I'm lazy. I don't do anything. I'm fat. I wonder if anybody'd notice if I died. What would they say if I hung myself from that tree? And then my mood drops just like a stone, and I enter that awful depression. I can't I can't be the person that people think that I am. I just I have to take off that mask, and I can't stop crying. I just cry and cry. Not for any reason, just that I need to cry. My brain goes so slow. It's like pulling myself through treacle. Um, I can't grasp things. I can't understand what people are saying. I can't process anything. I become stuck inside my own head. I don't hear the world around me. I don't hear the voices and people talking. I hear what my brain's saying, nothing else. It's not worth living at that point. It's just feel like giving up. But I know, if I don't react to that negative thinking, to the suicidal thoughts, then there is light at the end of the tunnel. I just have to wait. Just have to wait long enough. And when that depression starts to lift, I end up with the chronic fatigue. I've got no energy to do anything. Having a shower is exhausting, and I end up sleeping for the rest of the day. I'm tired, lethargic, and no matter how much I sleep, I don't feel refreshed. No matter how much I eat, I don't have any energy. I just eat and sleep and eat and sleep. Despite my illness and the symptoms I go through, I do survive. I've been ill. I've been ill. I've had bipolar disorder for 10 years now, and the cycles repeat themselves. It just starts over again. I deal with it and carry on. My symptoms aren't always what you've seen today. A lot of the time, I'm just normal. I do work with my bipolar disorder, but I have to manage myself and my colleagues' help and my manager's help. When I'm high, when I'm in hypomania, I'm very productive, very energetic, produce lots of ideas, do a lot of work in a very short period of time. Um, but my manager is quite happy to point out when things are starting to get like that. And I don't like going higher. I don't like becoming unwell. So I work really hard not to let it go any further. Um, when I'm paranoid, that's quite a difficult state for me and the people that I work with, because they can't see what's going on in my head. It's the feelings of I'm no good. Those people in the corner are talking about me. My husband's going to leave me. My kids hate me. And what I realise is actually sometimes I need to verbalise these worries, because talking to people it normalises them, and they help me understand that most of that thinking is not real. One of the things that I've established over the time is that when I'm feeling suicidal, I'm much better off going into work than staying at home. Being around people helps drag me out of that depression quicker than wallowing self pity on the sofa. I just have to work really hard not to listen to the voices that are saying throw yourself under the train. If I just get to work and wait long enough, those thoughts will go away. Whilst I'm at work, I do have to think about the type of work that I'm doing. I can't do my training. I can't do conference talks. I can't do anything that's particularly creative, but I can do the more mundane aspects of work. And then the chronic fatigue, um, sometimes I'll work from home because it helps reduce the amount of physical effort. And if I reduce the physical effort, I maintain my energy levels for longer. But I do have to be careful because sometimes it's much easier to fall asleep than to get on with work. So I do try and get into work, and I have financial support to do that. Bipolar disorder is difficult. It's been really awful sometimes, and it's had its ups and downs, and it's also had its pluses, the hypomania and the impact on my life and knowing what's important and what's not important. I mean, without my bipolar, I wouldn't be the person that I am, and most of the time, I quite like me, but not always.